Hello everybody! How's it going? Welcome to the video game. Hello.
Tell me, for whom do you desynth?
For Titania, currently. Hello everyone, hello! Hi! How are we doing? How have we been? What is the mishaps? What is the going on? What is the stuffs? I am in excessive amounts of debt. As you can see down in the bottom right, anybody that missed the last stream, you may notice that my 800,000 gil is now 3,000 gil. It's good to see you. I hope everybody's doing okay. We gotta make some money. We gotta make a lot of money. Like a lot of money. Put in a bid on a large plot. That's ridiculous. I wish I could put in a bid on a large plot. Well, neat 34. You're right, I didn't actually notice that before. That's beautiful. Unfortunately now, my flame seals are my highest value currency, so we're just gonna leave it on that one instead of the gills, so we don't have to look at my suffering. Wrath, what did you do? I'll show you what I did. I did this and this. I got these 3 pieces of armor and 1 weapon. And now I need more. Yeah, you can do it. I mean, I don't really see why you would, but if you just right-click the little icon, it'll swap between all of them. It's a masterpiece. Wrath, you don't understand. If I upgrade from my medium house to a large, I can fit 2 more aquariums in it. No. That's true. That's not nothing. I've got a tiny bit. Just barely enough to teleport. Okay, now allow me to have a conversation with you very briefly. Before we do any of the money grinding, we have to do a Wondrous Tales twice. I have to do some challenge logs for my warrior. And we have to do my weekly Magapendium. Which just so happens to be doable? Elite clan mark. Oh, like a B rank? Oh, that's super doable. And can't do that one. Okay. Alright. That's fine. That's fine. I'm not worried about it. There's only a level 90 raid. It's whatever. I can just do that real quick. It's fine. Extra. Dravanian Forelands. We're just gonna do this super quick, just because I'm here. I'm watching this from my break at Comic-Con, so you are my downtime. Oh, that's fantastic. I hope you've been having a good time at Comic-Con. Whatever happened with possibly upgrading the size of inside of your house? What do you mean? I don't think I was ever gonna upgrade my house. My weekly challenge is Porta de Camana. How did you get a level 90 raid? I don't know. I don't think I want to know. Hold on. XIV hunts. I have a B rank from Heavensward. I got the lion guy. Where's the lion? There's the lion guy. Thextura, where can you spawn? Oh, we've got a few little spots. Okay. He could be right here. Nope. He could be right here. Nope. Okay. Alrighty. We're just gonna keep going. Don't mind me. Where are we farming gil now? Because I need to desynth for my... You know what? Yeah, that's a good thing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. I need to beat Titania. We have deduced that I am not powerful enough. And so, to become powerful enough, I have to do a lot of desynthing. And by a lot of desynthing, of course, I mean... I have to go and spend excessive amounts of money. Previously, on solo only, we went and got 3 pieces of armor and a weapon, right? The 3 pieces of armor and weapon got us a grand total of, it cost us a grand total of 800,000 gil. So that kind of sucks. Yes, we are going for the 515 gear. Exact. Yeah, it kind of sucks just a little bit that literally all of my money only amounted to 4 pieces. You're just in general, I thought there was talk about changing the inside of your house size at one point by HUP. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I don't think I've ever remembered hearing about that, but I could believe it. Yoshi P is a pretty swoon dude. Where am I going? Okay, if it's not in any of these places, the only possible spots are right here and here. And I'm gonna assume it's not on the bridge.
Enough to drink in America. Wahoo!
I don't think your sub is old enough because it's 21 months. I think that... Hi, DM! Hello! How's it going? Welcome, YouTube DM. How are you? Where is Lion Man? Okay, he was not here. He's gonna be at the bridge. Alright, fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. An absolute masterpiece. I hope everybody's having a wonderful... What is happening? All of this fine, and then I'm fine. Where's the line? Lion Man! Hello, Lion Man! It's so good to see you. 7.3 might be peak. I have not looked at anything for 7. I'm being generally pretty spoiler-free with it. Thank you very much for the Prime for 2 months. It's very kind of you. Isaac. Bring your B game. Thank you, Hazard, who is very kind. How is it 800,000 gil? No, I spent 800,000 gil. I am recovering from having spent so much money. Where is... Oh. Okay. What am I doing? What am I doing? What's happening, Chad? Oh, I gotta do the thing. I remember. Hold on. We're doing the thing and the stuff. So that's my Mog Pendium thingy complete. Congratulations. $10 for me. Beautiful. Okay. $10 complete. At some point I have to get another $20 and then we're fine. How many more weeks do we have of this? Can I just wait for next week or am I gonna have to do this myself? I mean, at least it's not that bad anymore. I have to do 1 Cutter's Cry. So like 5 more Cutter's Cry and then we're done? Ish? Just about? I think. That's not terrible. Chat, I have a question for you. Just a general question for all of you. How many of you still have your wisdom teeth? Just wondering.
Just pending the question to all of you. An open option for answers. And I am dumb, I hold no wisdom. No, that's not true. For why? Well, you see, I feel like I have made a mistake, right? I still have my wisdom teeth, right? Just about 4 years ago, I went to a dentist in a brand new place after I moved initially, right? And this dentist told me, oh, you still have your wisdom teeth. You need to get those taken out. And I was like, what are you talking about? No. I'm not going to do that. And he was like, no. They will cause you terrible pain if you don't take them out. And I'm like, no. This guy is just trying to get more money out of me. Because for the entirety of my life, no other dentist has ever said a single word about my wisdom teeth. There was no concern. There was no questions. It was just, they completely ignored it, right? But this dentist was telling me, hey, you should get those out. And I did not believe him, because I thought he wanted to steal my money. Though he did give me one specific thing of the angle that your wisdom teeth are coming in at, they will grow in sideways and push the rest of your mouth over and then cause pain. And you will not feel the pain until you feel the pain. And then it will be the worst thing ever, right? Okay, sure. I don't care. Whatever. I'm now realizing that maybe that dentist was telling me the truth, because the right side of my mouth is in a lot of pain. Whenever, like, when I was trying to figure out what the pain was coming from, when I pushed at the very back of my jaw towards where the wisdom teeth should be, golly gee willikers, what an incredible tense sensation. Ow! So that kind of sucks. And then, you know, you say, unfortunately, it is dentist time. I kind of have a problem where I don't think my dental insurance carries over to Canada. And I am not about to spend $2,000 to get my wisdom teeth removed. I don't think... Go to the Tooth Fairy's agent and beg them for help. Yeah, that I could do. I think everything in Canada is free. Dental is not free in Canada. It's very expensive. Pull them out with your fingers? Yeah, I could do that, actually. Let's just do that live on stream. Fun term from wisdom teeth growing like that is impacted. Oh. See, the thing is that everyone is saying exactly what I expected you to say. Of like, well, it's gonna be a bigger problem and it's gonna get a lot worse, so you gotta deal with it now. And my answer to you is, I don't know how to do that while I am in a different country. It's probably gonna be very expensive. Figure out if you need to come back to Freedom Land to get them removed. Yeah, maybe. We shall figure it out. The wisdom teeth were growing in at a 45-degree angle. All 4 of them got them removed as soon as possible before they grew roots and became an issue. A whole lot of things happened after, though. Okay, I could believe it. Letting them get impacted will be extremely expensive, painful, and traumatic. Okay, I've already had some traumatic teeth experience, so, like, I'm not all that worried. My mother and my father are currently sending me a spam of dog pictures from my new brother. His name is Finn. Everybody say hi to Finn. Hold on. Why is Canada important here? Because I'm in Canada. But I live in... But I am from the US. So I don't know how to get my dental managed here. Hold on. Ah yes, the video has come through at 144p. I can see all 3 pixels of dog. What a masterpiece. Had a panic attack coming out of anesthesia, and the nurse told you that you were crying too loud and upsetting people in the waiting room, which made me cry even more. Nurse wouldn't let my mom go into the room and made dad come in instead. We still don't know why. What? That's so weird. Sure, yeah. I mean, I guess I'm gonna have to figure out how much money it would cost me to, handle my teeth. Call your insurance carrier, they may be multinational. I will. You know what? That's not a bad idea. Maybe I'll just yell at them and see if they'll pay for my teeth dying. If not, I do have travel insurance. I just really don't know if I'd be able to use it. Wrath on anesthesia would go kind of crazy. I think I've only been on anesthesia... No, I've been on anesthesia twice in my life. I had to get surgery twice. One was for my nose. Which, golly gee willikers, can I tell you about that? And then the second was, I don't remember what the second was. What was I even talking about? I'm not worried about it. Anyway, I went under once older when I was getting my nose thingy done. Because if you did not know, a long time ago, I took about a month off from streaming, I think. It was like 2 or 3 weeks. Because I had what's called a deviated septum. Which basically means that my nose, like, some part of my nose grew in wrong. And so it was kind of half blocking one of my passages. And so I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, okay, yeah, we could deal with that. And so I did. And I got better, except I didn't. They did that. Genuinely, I regret it with my entire being. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Even now, so many months later, I still regret getting that surgery. It was the most extreme pain and extreme discomfort for 3 weeks of my entire life. But the reason that I regret it is because my doctor sucked. And golly gee willikers, would you believe it? I still have the deviated septum. I just paid them a couple $1,000 to give me permanent scarring on the inside of my nose. And then not fix the problem. And then, before I did the surgery, I had to give them a full write-up of all of my medications and stuff, right? All the medications I was taking, all of that kind of stuff, right? Well, golly gee willikers, can I tell you a little something? In that list of medications that I gave them a medication that I was given from my doctor to help me deal with hypertension. Because for some reason, I'm always tensing up my shoulders, and I have very big knots in my shoulders that cannot come out because they're just permanently there as basically muscle now, because I always tense up my shoulders. I learned afterwards I read the bottle. After I had been bedridden for 3 weeks, I read the bottle. And wouldn't you believe it, there is a list of medications that you are never supposed to take with this because they have a high chance of killing you. And on that list was my hypertension medication. So I'm very lucky that during the entire time that I was laying there bedridden, that I decided not to take my hypertension meds. Yeah, they did not say a single word of it. They did not tell me. My pharmacist did not tell me anything. I genuinely almost died because this doctor was so incompetent. And my nose is still messed up. So, yippee! Yeah, that's probably malpractice. But the funny thing is that they left the practice like a week later. After I went back in and had them take the like splints out of my nose, they left the practice and stopped being a doctor. Left the practice, got fired. Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, good questions. That was a wacky time. Absolutely fantastic. What was I doing? You did come into nose surgery malpractice. Hello, everyone. We've got to do other things. Who brought this tree over here? Get this out of here. Where was I going? I got to do my Wondrous Tales and Challenge Logs. And then we will get to the money making. And the money making is going to be a little bit horrific. I gotta do... Where am I starting with this? Challenge log is always first. Also, by the way, whilst I am here, I shall hold for you another discussion. A tale so grand that you might nary believe it happened. Don't ask me what any of those words meant. I don't even know where they came from. Saturday! I did try Titania with the new gear. The Titania with the new gear was Sunday. And then we still lost. But, I mean, we did better. So, here's the deal. I've got to do a lot of leave quests. I've got to do a lot of fates. And we've got to do a lot of dungeons. I'm going to start with the dungeons, methinks. Because the dungeons will take about 2 seconds. Unrestricted back to damn tyrant. Thank you very much. Did you try with pots before you farm guild? Well, I'm definitely going to be getting to 96 first. And I would like to get enough to make my pants. I am stuck in the... Hello? 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 Help! Help me! Get me out! I'm stuck! No! Why, come on! I've done this so many times! Why? Why? No, my favorite spot! I just want to go home, man! Come on! Alright. Well, there you go. There's your clip farm for the day, gamers. Good luck on your leaderboard positions. I don't know. I have no idea. I can't. You couldn't tell you if I tried. Okay. all gonna be okay. I was jumping plenty, I assure you. World's first getting stuck in Tamtara deep. Yeah, you may be correct. I may be the first person to ever run into that bug. Just don't get stuck again before return is off cooldown. It'd honestly be quicker for me to just leave and re-enter at that point. Interact with orb. Interact. Interact with orb. Help, Steph Diremitling, I'm stuck. No. Yeah, yes. Make sure you do some gold saucer and gathering and crafting stuff for extra completion bonus guild. Oh, that's true. I could get the challenge log guild. Well, I mean, I don't know how much the challenge log guild is going to be worth, though, is my only concern. Hey, can you do me a favor? Thanks. Would the shield bubble prevent them interrupting? You know what? It's a good question. I didn't really think about that. Probably, because they do 0 damage, right? We'll try it on this one. No, the check is for hits, not damage. Ah, okay. Tragic. I wonder if you could get stuck like that with any other class. I don't even know how I did it. Does any other... White Mage would be the only other one that has just a free dash like that. No, Dancer does too. Okay, so there's 3 classes at least you could do it with. Oh yeah, I have to kill these guys, I forgot. Alright. Probably get stuck there without even dashing, not gonna lie, maybe. Reaper? Yeah, I guess you're right. It just visually doesn't look like that, kind of. I have to fight them. I don't want to fight them. I wanted to be a pacifist. I just want to be a scientist, Dad. What do you think I am? I'm a gold hunter. I'm not. Well, no, that one, the game requires you to fight them before you could even try to interact with these orbs. We'd have to check on the top orbs, which we could do on the next run. Yeah. See you later. You know what you want for a minion? The Scholar Fairies? Why? Why do you want them to be minions? You hate them so much you want to send them away to the Illumination jail? See, that time I didn't get stuck. Yeah, Ninja and Blue Dashers are ground targeted, so I don't think they could do it. I guess Reaper would probably have been the earliest anyone could get it. If that is dash specific. Well, no, because I guess, like you were saying, Dragoon's backwards jump, maybe. At this one, we will attempt. It does, in fact, not help with the interrupt. Lunariah is correct. Thank you, thank you. On him off. True. I forget that Dancer came out before Reaper. You just want Eos and Celine present at once? Ah, I see. Did you already do Wondrous Tales for the week? You can get 4 of the 5 dungeons just by... You know what? Yeah, I didn't really think about that. Probably should be doing that one. Yeah, but our Wondrous Tales dungeon is supposed to be Ifrit. So, I guess I'm sad. I am contractually obligated to be sad. Don't you know who I am? I'm Rathamus Gamicus. Listen, chat, I'm gonna be honest with you. I got to spend some time hanging out with some very cool people over the past few months. Many cool people indeed. Some of those cool people were because of Shenpai's Subathon, the Scufflathon thingy that happened. That was a lot of fun. I had a great time. It was a masterpiece. There was a wonderful gamer there. Max Poetic. I cannot remember their full title. Is Max Poetic. I love Max Poetic. They're great. The entire time that we were doing the Scufflathon, there was one time at like the intro for the big Subathon thing happening. The volume was impressive. I mean, it was a little worse earlier, at least. Basically, I didn't know how to do a self-intro, and I felt bad talking about myself, so I just kind of didn't all that much. And then Max Poetic joined in afterwards and introduced themselves as me. And so for the rest of the subathon, I was Max Poetic. And you know what? I kind of miss being Max Poetic. I kind of wish I could go back to being Max Poetic. Now that it's over, you know, I kind of miss it. It was a tragedy. Why is there dead bodies? This is why I want to go back to being Max Poetic. Did I ever see a single dead body while I was Max Poetic? Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot. Okay, no, that one doesn't really help out. But you know, I had a great time. I'm just saying. Also, if you did not see any of my very brief moments where I hung out with the gamers, I will have you know that I had the pleasure of getting to talk to everybody about Pope Francis, and we decided that Pope Francis played the genocide route in Undertale. So, you know, that was pretty cool. That was definitely not blasphemous. We're fine. It was great. As soon as I joined, you have so many dead bodies around you. What did you do? I would never do anything. You know me. You know me. You know. Come on. Me? You think I would do that? Come on. I have a question, chat. I've been playing a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV recently. This playthrough was the first time I ever actually, like, consciously saw Ada and her party. Like, before this. And I saw them outside of Sustashi. Right? First of all, dude, they sucked. Why did she want to bring her husband back? He was just a terrible person. The whole time he was just screaming at her for being stupid. What? And then I looked for them consciously. Hello? Are we gonna? There we go. Fine. I was consciously searching for them afterwards. I didn't see them past Sastasha. Where? What? Where did? What happened? You see, what happened was, I don't think I've ever discussed the life that I've lived prior to existing with Wrath Games all that much. So let me tell you a little something. Let me tell you about a little bit about good old Wrath Games. Because divorce is not so common in this world. Yeah, but she doesn't have to get divorced. He died. Just like leave him dead. You didn't just spawn in his Wrath Games? Oh, no, I did. But it is obligated for YouTubers that spawn in to spawn in with a backstory. So, none of this backstory is real, but it is my backstory. So, please respect it as such. You see... I went to college. And then I stopped going to college. And then I went back to college, right? TLDR, Ada kind of got broken by the abuse her party levied on her. Javier always mistreated her, and even after he died, she got berated for not bringing enough potions or being a good enough healer. Ah, I see. Horrific. So when I went back to college, to be a video game. I initially went to college to be a marine biologist because I kind of like fish, and I like the ocean. Biology sucks. Like, dude. I just got, you gotta understand. Every last speck of joy and desire that I had to become a biologist was beaten out of me by the biology labs. Like, there were some cool things, but 80% of those labs were like, you are going to bake a muffin. And then, after baking the muffin, you're gonna work on an Excel spreadsheet for the next 4 days to tell me the standard deviation between muffin sizes because you didn't put yeast into one. And like, that's cool. That's cool and all. Like, that's pretty cool. Anything else? Any other stuff we could do maybe? Oh, you don't want to do that? Okay, how about instead of that, you're going to work on this wonderful little project. Okay, you ready for this? This is gonna be you. You're gonna love this one, okay? If you didn't like standard deviation of muffins when you did or did not put yeast into the batter, what about bear with me. what about spending the next 4 weeks just learning how to do standard deviation in Excel? And you do literally nothing else in the lab. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, okay. No? And so, like, for the whole year that I did biology labs, all my biology labs were math. And, like, staring at Excel sheets. With, like, I'm not anti-math. I enjoyed math enough, but I had a lot more fun with chemistry math, because chemistry math wasn't the most useless thing I've ever heard of in my life. Because I didn't sit there looking at the standard deviation of when I cook a muffin wrong for 3 months. Like, I just got to do things and see how chemicals reacted with each other, you know? That one was fine, and it made sense, and I had things that I wanted to do with it. So I stopped doing biology. Yeah, that sucked. That one was bad. I went back to become a game designer, right? Literally a biostatistics master's degree. This is hurting my soul. I mean, come on. Especially because, no, first, I have to say these other bits because it's important to me, right? Just because it's popped back into my head. When I went into this program, the reason that I went to this college specifically for this program was that it had a lot of the, like, bio courses and labs would be hands-on stuff going out into the research area that they had near the school. And I wanted to do that. And that was going to be epic. Never once. Instead, I got tested on the different organs inside of a multiple cut-up mice that they literally never taught us and expected us to just read the book without telling us to read the book, and then tested us on it. And then we did so badly that they had to throw out the test and let us all come back in and made it an open book test. That was great. That was a great time. Loved that. Anyway, I went from that to game design, right? Loved game design. Game design masters. My first game design class, I did have to make a game. But it was very simple, right? It was a very simple little thing. I had a wonderful professor, and we were going over, like, you had to make, it was a very basic, you needed a character controller, you had to do all of these things, you had to make a character controller so you could control the thing, you had to create a winter scene that you could walk through, and like one or two other things that I can't remember the specifics on. It was very nice. We used Unity for our hours, and I had a good time with it. I had a fantastic time. I have many horror stories from this college. Why I'm not going to specifically tell you what college it is. But, you know, it's fine. Okay. One of those horror stories I will share with you today. I want you to imagine, right? You are in your second year of game design. Well, not your second year, your second semester of game design, right? You your game design 2 course. You're at the 200 level course, right? You are supposed to do a thing. Your professor tells you to do the thing and then doesn't say anything else, right? And I was struggling with it. I was trying to figure it out, and I couldn't figure it out. So I took the time to be like, hey, professor, can you help me do this thing? And he never responded at all. He refused to talk to me or help me. So I reported him to the board because he just would not do his job. And then, afterwards, because all of my data was in the student records, technically speaking, I cannot prove it. So I will use the word allegedly. My professor then took my phone number from the student records and started spam calling me 24/7. And if I ever picked up the phone, would just do like the really creepy mic thing. You know, like from the old movies. Like they would just like constantly for the next 3 months. Or not 3 months. There was another thing that was the 3 month thing. The first one, it was like it happened for about like 3 or 4 weeks, right? And then at the end of those weeks, I picked up one of the calls because I was getting sick of it. And I was like, Professor, you need to stop or I'm going to report you again. And then he hung up. And then, golly gee wilkers, you know what happened? I didn't get the calls anymore. So that was pretty good. There was also, you gotta understand that, like, unfortunately, I have no way to prove things, so I must continue things with the word allegedly. I did a lot of group projects when I was in uni. One of those group projects, many of those group projects I did with one of my dear friends, who I do not get to speak too much anymore because he is off in his own world being busy and doing things, right? There were I made a pretty good game with him. I'm happy with that one. That was our final. There was one time where I had to work with another student. This student was an older dude, like 40s-ish. And the only words that I could use to describe this man are egotistical. He did a lot of the good old-fashioned, no, I am correct, you are doing it wrong the whole time. And then he did not, allegedly, he did not write his own code, ever. He had someone else that coded and did all of his schoolwork for him. And I allegedly know this because anytime I had to work on a group project with him, he made us, no matter where I started it, no matter how I was communicating with him, he made us talk in his specifically made Discord server that had only him and that dev in it. And there were such complex systems that he built that were, mind you, absolutely useless, that there is no universe where he wrote them. I tried once. Part of it was we had to make a collectible system, right? For the game that we were building. I made the collectible system. It was my job. It was my task. Welcome to the Wrath Trauma Dump stream. I'm just telling you stories. I'm not really trauma dumping. I just want to tell you the Wrath Games college lore. My job was to build us a collectible system. And I think I did a pretty good job for being not a real dev. Okay? I was pretty proud of it. It worked great. It basically had its own inventory structure to it. It was fantastic. At one point, while working on this project, he just messages us in the group chat and says, "Oh, I just pushed a collectible system to the repo." And I'm like, "What do you mean? That's my job. What do you mean you pushed a collectible system to the repo?" And it was like reworking the Unity engine to make a tool that allowed you to build out collectibles for this or that. And so I yelled at him for about 20 minutes and then removed that bit of the repo, because you can't just do over someone else's work. It's my work. I need to be graded for this class, dude. And that was a wonderful time. And then when we went on to our big final project to stop being there, we told him, no, you can't be in our group for this. And so he went off to do his own thing. There was another funny part, because I worked in QA while I was in college. I worked in QA for a Sekai project. I worked in QA for visual novels. And you can see me in like 3 game credits, I think. That was cool. So I was working through the QA process for the game that we were building with him on the team, and the thing that he said to me, to my face, as I was a QA tester, was that no, you don't do QA tests to find bugs. You do QA testing to promote the game. Which, if you didn't know, is not how that works. So I was very happy to not be working with him for my final. He had already posted a game to Steam prior to being there. And I can tell you that I am sure that he did truly believe that. How can someone like that not fail? Because he hired somebody else to do the dev work for him. Allegedly, okay? I cannot prove it. But yeah, that didn't work out well. So we didn't work with him on the final project. I loved my final project. I loved it with all my heart and soul. It was such a cute, silly little experience. He was my favorite little guy. We need to do like 1 more challenge log, I think, and then we'll be done. Maybe 2. Fates will be kind of slow, actually. Maybe we'll just do the leave quest. Had to do 16 leaves. And just get a lot of sap. Yeah, that'll take like 2 seconds. Yeah, it also gets us money. Okay, perfect. That's a good idea. Anyway, I tell you all of this. I line up all of these things because this is one of the very few times in my life that I have been able to feel truly vindicated. Because when he could not work with us for the final project, he just decided that he would do it on his own. He would do the entire final on his own. And the professor specifically said, you are allowed to not work in a team, but you need to understand that you are still expected to do a full team's worth of a project. You don't just get you don't just get to do less because you're one person, right? When we were doing the project, we had gotten, like, we'd worked with them to figure out getting a modeler for, like, the 3D assets. We had, like, texture artists and stuff. There was one texture artist that we had that spent the entire time just in the clouds, perhaps is a good way to say it, and then did not ever do any work, so I had to yell at my professors about that one, and then we got a new one to actually do the work for our project so we could finish the thing. And you know what, looking back at that video game now is something. But I still love that thing. It's still wonderful and adorable. And we had to do, like, a big post-mortem video about the project after we finished. And I liked video editing, so I did it. I did a lot of the video editing for the stuff that we did for that. And you got to go and watch everyone else's post-mortems. And I tell you now that the joy and vindication that I felt when the video for the person that I was talking about, when their video was up and I watched it and their game was literally 100% Unity asset store rips, because I had previously reported them to the professor about not doing their own coding, and so the professors were watching them a lot more. It was all asset rips, and then the main thing that they talked about during their little video was I now understand why being on a team is so important. And I'm pretty sure they failed and had to redo that whole class. So that was joy. The true joy. Vindication. The only vindication I have ever felt. Maybe I felt other vindication than that. I just can't remember it. That was a wonderful time, you know? I could be a little happy about that. They're out there right now making AI slop. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. You're probably correct. I hate to imagine it. I'd like to think that I'm completely wrong. I'd like to think that even they won't stoop that low, okay? But I really feel like you might be right. Unfortunate. I think I still have their game in my Steam library. It was a good time. It was a wonderful time. I kind of want to, I'll be honest with you, chat. At the end of this, I might show you the trailer that I made for our game. I might show you the little trailer for our game that I love so very much and that I did voice acting for. I had my dear friend Luda do the voice acting for, so you'll get to see you get to hear one of your mods doing voice acting. oh man, it's gonna be so bad. No, not Luna, Luda. Our dear Luda Colo. Luda Colo, one of our dear mods. I wonder if Luda's around. I wonder if Luda even remembers that he did that. I can't remember if 70 is enough. I'll just get one. I cannot make cookies right now, unfortunately, no. We have to get to topical issues. Tragic. Speaking of making things, wait a second. I completely forgot I have to start the marinade for my dinner. Wait, hold on, wait. Stop the presses. Good, wait a minute. Hold on. fine. All gonna be fine. It's gonna sit here, entertain yourself for like 2 minutes. I gotta go wash my beef. And then I'll be back. And then we will make the marinade together. Your impromptu cooking stream, okay? Just give me 2 seconds. I'm coming back. I'm back. I'm sorry. Sorry I had to leave you for so long. I'm gonna be gone for just another 2 seconds, alright? Calm down a little bit. You'll be fine. I'm back. Hold on. All right. So now, welcome, chat. It's good to see you. Welcome to Cooking with Wrath. I hope that you have all prepared your beef and are ready to cook along with me. We will be starting the recipe now. If you have not already done it, then too bad. You're gonna miss it. Hello, cabbages. How are you doing? How have you been? So, okay, here's how it goes. You have already velveted this beef. If you don't know what velveting beef means...
Can I borrow some?
Yeah, you could have a little bit. If you don't know what velveting beef means, it is a Asian preparation method for meats in which you take it in a bowl with 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Right? Yeah, baking soda. 1 teaspoon of baking soda per pound of meat. And then you put it into, and then you fill it with water until it just barely covers the beef. Successfully covered by beef and velvet. This is no. Don't cover it in velvet. We're velveting the beef. The beef is the velvet. Okay. Next step, right? Now that you have velveted your beef, we are going to take the beef and we are going to wash it with water until the water comes out. I mean, I would technically say that until the water comes out clear. The water isn't going to come out clear. You're putting water on beef, okay? That's just not how it goes. So, rather been a long time watcher on the channel, but you sadly stream in the middle of the night for me, so you can never be here. I have a question though. However, will you ever consider doing some free trial account series? Maybe. I mean, that could be fun. Now that you have washed the beef and washed the baking soda specifically out of the beef so it does not taste like baking soda, we are going to take a tablespoon of cornstarch. You could do a little bit over a tablespoon. Like it could be a heaping tablespoon. Okay? Heaping tablespoon of cornstarch. You're gonna take a tablespoon of neutral oil. So you want like, I don't know. I just use canola oil. You could do canola. You could do vegetable oil. You know, any of that'll work. You could do a tablespoon of that. And you're going to do a tablespoon of oyster sauce. All right? Dump that in there. Make sure it's all in there. And then you just gotta mix it all together. You gotta make sure that the oil gets all over everything. We want the cornstarch to get over the whole thing. It should be like a lightly brown mush of liquid covering all of the beef. Hopefully if you got enough of the water drained, then it should be fine and it'll be a masterpiece. I will try and spare you from the horrific sound that beef makes when you just mix it together like this, because golly gee willikers, I'm sure that would murder your ears. And then everything is fine. And then once you've done that, then you just cover it and leave it for anywhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours. Congratulations. That is step 2. What if I'm allergic to beef? Should I stop? I'm gonna have to check a doctor's opinion on that. Do we have any doctors on the plane right now? Excuse me, I gotta run away. Chad? Hey. Who spilled their beef juice on my desk? You're supposed to keep that on your kitchen counter. Don't put that on my desk. How could you? How could you do this to me? All right, one more time, I'll be right back. Hello, chat. I have returned. I forgot that I left my food safe gloves here on my desk, but that's fine. I will deal with that later. For the time being, I return once more. Understand the concept of velveting beef and why it's called that, but it really does sound just a little unappetizing. Just a little bit, though. I mean, I don't know. I've never really thought of it of anything other than just velveting beef, so. It just kind of, it makes sense for me at least. What was I doing here? This isn't where I had to go, is it? I have literally no idea what we were doing before this. Oh, I remember. I've got to go to Foundation, not Edelstein. I was deciding to level Dark Knight, you're right. Gonna go here. Of course I panicked. I have to make a cute dinner. It's very important. I swap over to Culinarian. I make a near infinite amount of birch sap, I think 16 crafts. Red velvet cake is appetizing, but velveting sounds like we are making this into velvet. They're talking about the nice texture, not the textile. I don't know what velvet is. Dark Knight to 100? No. No, thank you. Don't know what high quality those for Gil. I mean, I guess you're right. Well, how much gil do I get? I don't know. Still can't throw this out. Just throw out the grade ones. Don't really mean anything to me. Demi materia can go in the garbage. I'll get more of you later. Hello, I would like a tradecraft leave. Let's not get sappy. You know what? Actually, yeah, you're right. I think I will do that high quality. It's gonna increase the time for this so much, though. I think I'd rather just be getting money from the vault. So, let's not worry about that. I don't know how many crafts I've done. I'm just gonna assume I have 13 left. We cannot do the new deep dungeon, unfortunately. We have to complete the Endwalker quest to do it. I was excited for it.
It does look pretty good. You know, a whole dungeon about being a fae, pretty gorgeous. Yoshi P really came out in support of the LGBT this patch. We have a gay hedge creature. We have a gay deep dungeon. You know, it's a 10 out of 10. It's everything we could have ever wanted. Yeah, you're allowed to be they, them. In fact, you get your own special deep dungeon to do that. I think we're finally getting a Faeol minion after 3 expansions. What even happened in the live letter? I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no idea. I just kind of saw the aftermath of, like, I get chat bubbles now. And I get the gay little bush creature. It makes me very happy. Love that little guy. They should put him in every video. I don't know how many turn-ins this is. New Alliance raid? Wow. I haven't played on my main in so long. That's not true. I've been playing on my main recently because the Ghost really wants stuff from the Mughal Tamistan event. And so I am assisting the Ghost in getting all of their Tamistan stuffs. Yeah. Which is, you know, at least I can do everything for the tomestones on my main. Even if I can't do all of them on solo. We shall see, we shall see. Also said Criterion in 7.4. Didn't you play in Girl DM's Endwalker Finaleon, you mean? That is also true, I did do that. Yes, I did. I really just, I forget everything that I do on the little guy these days. He just doesn't get enough visits. Have I really only handed in? There. Now we're fast. Now we are doing things at breakneck speeds. A little more sap, please. Thank you. I've done 13. I need 3 more of these. And that is maybe enough. Oh, that's too many. Alright, perfect. It's excessively too many. I don't know why I did all this. I don't want to get rid of that. I do want to get rid of this. 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 And we're good to go. And now we go do the combat stuffs in Ul'dah. And then we level up and we're perfect. Chat, I'm very tired, but I don't want to sleep. I mean, understandable. Describe to me why you don't wish to sleep. Concussion. Please, no. Please, no concussions in my chat. I will not be held liable for that. here. Perfect. Never again concussion, please. Already had too many. I've never had a concussion before in my life. What does a concussion feel like, Chad? Just a little concussion is a treat. Very understandable. Thank you for the prime, by the way, Cosmic Candy Girl. It's very, very appreciated. Where's the thing? Here's the hurt. Terrible. Do you want to find out? Am I being threatened by my own chat right now? Is that what's happening? I mean, I guess it's been a long time coming, but come on, you gotta be at least a little nice to me. Initiate. Yes. Confirm. I pick up the fallen cargo at breakneck speed. Very different, but usually lightheaded, nauseated, sometimes headachy, disoriented. Is that why they ask you, like, what year is it? Who's the president? What day of the month is it? Have you ever eaten a chicken sandwich? Is that why they ask you those things whenever you get a concussion? I had a concussion once and it didn't actually hurt at all. I just got the wind knocked out of me. It was kind of numb and sleepy for a while. Do you wish to see God, my lord? Pulls out a Polaroid idol. Yes, I would love to see Mother Crystal, thank you. Just the blinding light of a gigantic rock right in front of me. Trying to make sure you're awake, aware, and oriented with those questions. Ah, okay. Currently recovering from a concussion, I forgot a lot of basic words. Ooh, alright. I was gonna say, like, I don't know how well I would do for those just because I don't think I could tell you most of those questions on an average day out of nowhere under intense pressure. Like, I've got a doctor looking over me, they're questioning me, they're shining a flashlight in my face, it's like an interrogation. I don't know. I have no idea who George Washington was. He like, I don't know, he was probably like a chef or like a celebrity or something. I used to watch a lot of cooking shows. Oh, I've been killing them. I'm supposed to pacify them. My mistake. Allow me to do this properly and beat you up with a fishing rod. / Sue. George Washington cut down his cherry tree and said, "What a good boy am I." Is that what he did? I've got no idea. Checking on my current state of health should not come with a US history quiz, okay? Wow. Perfect. Frame perfect. If you give a very wrong answer, usually the last president is a possible sign of concern. If you give a reasonable answer that you're not sure but are clearly thinking, then it's fine. Oh, okay. Gotcha. What do you know about the Roman Empire? Too much? You keep this up too much, I'm about to turn into Nero and burn down the capital. Set fire to my own palace, I swear. Get me out of here, dude. Defeat all targets. Oh, perfect. I kinda wish I had a tree. No, never mind. Don't know where this was going.
I had a thought that was attempting to form. I let out like the first 6% of that thought, and then nothing. Nope. Completely. I'm not doing the Leaves of the Challenge Log Gil, I'm doing the Leaves of the Challenge Log experience. He almost had his first thought. Come on! That's... No, what? How could you? Are you sure you haven't had a concussion? I might just have a concussion all the time. Initiate. This is the one where I kill cactuars, right? No. Kill Weevil. Rest in peace, Weevil Underwood voice actor, by the way. Absolute tragedy. A heavy loss to my mind and soul. Yes? Hello, baby. You couldn't take care of the ghost? I'll take care of the ghost. Yes. Okay, chat. I'm about to get the biggest XP drop you've ever seen in your life. Okay? Here it is. There we go. You've probably you've seen better here on this channel. But now I am 2 Wondrous Tales away from level 96 and cool new stuff. Unfortunately, I did rush through this a little bit, chat. There has been a little bit of an emergency that has popped up, and so I will be ending the stream early today. I do apologize that I did not get around to doing all of the stuff that we had set. We will finish everything for Titania on Sunday instead. It has been good to see you. I apologize for the rush, gamers. And I will see you again on Sunday. And then Sunday we will do everything that we need, and we will get our clear, and everything will be good, and it'll be beautiful. All right, goodbye, everybody. Talk to your insurance, my lord. I will. Thank you for the reminder. I will. Thank you. Okay, goodbye. Have a good one, everybody. Have a good. See you later.